One of my biggest delights in my life was the very first time, or in every time, that Reb Zalman of blessed memory would call me on Skype. You remember that sound we used to hear? And it would say, Reb Zalman. And I would go, Reb Zalman's calling me? Well, on this particular time that he called me, it was immediately after a student Shabbaton in which I had led Shabbat morning services, or I was part of the team anyway. And I had used a Modzitzer melody. So if you're not familiar with the word Modzitzer is a name of a rabbinic dynasty, right, from the Polish town of Modzitzer. So they were Modzitzers, right? And you're going to see very soon that we're going to be depending upon some Torah commentary by one of the Modzitzer Rebbes. But on this particular day, Reb Zalman calls me to correct me on the way that I sang the melody to the Modzitzer song. And so here is Reb Zalman. And lo and behold, I had the foresight to record our conversation.
Ya da 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 de da dum. Ya da 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 de da dum. Ya da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. I da di da da ya da 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 de da dum. I da 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 di da dum. I da 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 da. Ya da 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 ya da da da. Da 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 di da da. Da 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 di da di da da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
So you get the idea. And I'm so overjoyed to be able to share that recording with you. So here's Reb Zalman in all of his glory, of course. Maybe this is the way he looked as he was singing the song for me, the song from the Modzitzer. El Adon al kol ha'masim, and so forth. So the Modzitzer Rebbes, they were known and are still known for their musical talents. Besides their Torah learning, the Modzitzer Rebbes are well known for their musical compositions, many of which are recorded by Ben Zion Schenker. The Rebbes of Modzitzer and their followers have composed over, how many does it say? 4,000 nigunim. And to this day, their Hasidim sing their melodies. And there are books and recordings of Modzitzer melodies that I use as well when I'm leading in other venues. So this is Reb Chaim Shol Tab of Modzitzer. And we're going to take a look right now at a pasuk that is at the beginning of our parsha this week. Of course, Yah says to Avram, go forth, Lech Lecha, from your land, from your father's house, right, from where your native land, and go, just go, and I to a land that I will show you. And so Avram has the ability here, of course, to live in uncertainty and be present in this way. And so here is the pasuk. Vayavor Avraham ba'aretz ad makom shechem ad elon more v'hachna'ani az ba'aretz. And Avram passed through, it's really Avram, the land, passed through the land as far as the site of Shechem, at the terebinth, meaning the stand of trees, of Moreh. The Canaanites were there at that time in the land. So this is one of those many, many, many times, umpteenth times, that we have the famous dictum, what's bothering Rashi? If you've never heard of that before, not just Rashi, but every commentator, and you and I, it is our holy responsibility to look at the text and allow something to arise that makes us, puzzled, like what's going on here. It might be something to do with a word structure or phrase, or very simply, like, I don't know what's going on here, right? And it is this phrase that is bothering Rashi, Vaya'avor Avram ba'aretz. So let's take a look at what is going on here. What does Rashi say that this means, Vaya'avor Avram ba'aretz? Rashi says what it means is nichnas letocha, that Avram entered within it, or into it, meaning entered into the land. And the Modzitzer Rebbe has a question. What's bothering Reb Shaul? Maika mashmiyalan, what is meant by this? So Rashi is asking the question about the verse in the Torah, and the Rebbe is asking the question about Rashi's commentary, right? He doesn't quite understand that. So this is the way we dig into Torah. Let's continue. Vaya'avor Avram ba'aretz. This is what the Modzitzer Rebbe says. If he passed through the land, isn't it certain that he entered within it? I mean, isn't that self-obvious? Rather, he's going to look a little deeper. What is meant by this is Avram doesn't just view the land by its externality, but rather he enters into it. Seeing an immersive centrality of the land of Israel, he saw the spirituality of the place, and so found great goodness that was hidden within it. Okay? So I think what he's saying here is, well, let's get to that right now. There are two phrases that I want to introduce to you this morning. Chitzoniot halev, externality. It means the outside of the heart. There are those things that stay outside our heart. They don't enter into our hearts, but they are nonetheless important to us. But we are not digging into those things as much as we might otherwise. Sometimes we sleepwalk through everything on the way to something else. Sometimes, if we do this long enough, we can become alienated from ourselves. We are asleep to others and asleep to ourselves. This teaching that I'm about to offer is from Rabbi Mark Asher Goodman. Our text uses a strange construction of language. Avram is on his way to the town of Shechem in Canaan. But instead of saying Avram went to Shechem or Avram passed through Canaan on his way to Shechem, the Torah tells us Avram passed in the land, Ya'avor. So now we have another Rebbe, a modern day rabbi, Mark Asher Goodman. So we've gone from the Torah to Rashi, to the Modzitzer Rebbe, and now we have a fourth commentary, because Torah itself is all commentary, and leads us to what Rebbe Goodman is suggesting, which is this other phrase. We have chitzuniot halev, the externality, and now we have panimiyut halev, the inside of things, really the getting to the kishkis of the matters. You know, the word, sometimes a woman's name is panima, that means, what's inside of an oyster? A jewel, right? What is it called? Anyway, I'll think of it in this. A pearl. Right? So it's the inside of things. Panimiyut, right? Avraham, suggests Rabbi Goodman, experienced every moment of life. Every moment came alive to him. As a resident, not as a passerby. So sometimes we travel places, right? And we were tourists in those places. Not Avram. Avram looked at that place, settled in with his all four worlds, so that he would experience every place he went to. He was wide awake. No passing through, every place its own destination, even on the journey to somewhere else. That takes a lot of kavanah, does it not? So we learn from the Modzitzer Rebbe that Avram is not one to experience life on autopilot, but rather he meets every moment with great kavanah, with great intention. I ask you, what would it take to live even a few moments of our days with the kavanah that the Modzitzer Rebbe is suggesting that Avram entered into the land with? And so, my Shabbos blessing for us all, as we make our ways from one moment to the next, may we live our lives with pnimiut halev, with intention. Not only stopping to smell the roses, but appreciating the opportunity that each moment affords us to be in relationship from the inside out. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.